I used AutoHotkey to earn more money as a professional online poker player. I automated tasks so I could play more tables at the same time and thereby letting me earn more money. This video will teach you everything to get started with AutoHotkey. Whether you are a private user that wants to boost productivity, maybe you are a gamer that wants to use a script in, for example, Roblox or a first-person shooter game, or you want to automate business processes in your enterprise, this is the video for you. You gotta promise me that you do the exercises with me, then I can promise you that I can teach you AutoHotkey. I created a fictive company for us called My Amazing Donut Store. We will create automation for that company here in this video. Now let's get started. Let's go back to our computer and do the exercises. To use AutoHotkey in our donut store, we need to download and set it up. Go to a browser and then go to autohotkey.com. Pick download. Take the download current version. That will download the 3 MB exe file. That's right, AutoHotkey is a very light tool. Then pick open file. Choose Express installation. That's it, very express. We can exit the setup. We have set up AutoHotkey. To create our first script, just right click on your desktop, choose new, and you can see this AutoHotkey script has emerged. Pick that one. We can rename it, but I will just go with new AutoHotkey script. To edit an AutoHotkey script, right click, choose edit script, like this. Let me just rearrange it so it looks a bit nice, like this. And to create a script, let me just move a few inches down. In our donut store, we are writing out My Amazing Donut Store a lot when we type in documents. So I want to make an autocorrection that is a hot string in AutoHotkey. And to do so, you simply just press 2 colons. Then you type in the word that you want to autocorrect from. In our case, My Amazing Donut Store, short. So we want, whenever we write this, we want it to autocorrect to My Amazing Donut Store. So 2 more colons, and then the word we want to autocorrect to. This is My Amazing Donut Store, like this. That's our script. That's how simple it is. What we just need is a return in the end, like this. To save your AutoHotkey script, either press Ctrl+S or go up here in File and save it. Then it's saved. To run it, double click on the new AutoHotkey script here, and the script is running. Of course, it waits for the trigger, which is whenever we write maths. And to see it's running, you can go down here to tray. And you can see this green icon, new AutoHotkey script. Our script is running. You can right click it to either, for example, reload or pause the script or even exit it. Let it just be for now. I will just rearrange the desktop a bit so we can test our script. So if I just move the little browser here a little bit down and move it over here, I will open up a new text document. So I right click here, new text document. That is fine, I open it. Let me just rearrange that as well. So I have my script down here, an empty text document notepad up here, the script on the desktop here, and the browser here. So the script is running. So whenever I type in MADS and then an ending character, for example, a space or MADS, enter, or a tab, or some of the other ending characters, then we are auto-correcting. But say I wanted to work whenever we just type in MADS, not with a space or an enter in the behind. So to do so, go down to your script and between the 2 first colons, that is here, type in a star, an asterisk, like this. Remember to save your script. So press Ctrl+S, like this. Update it, that is, you double click it up here, choose yes, and we have updated the script. Let's try it. So let me move down a few lines. So when I type in maths, it's immediately going to change to My Amazing Donut Store. That is pretty clever. But say that I don't want it to change. So for example, if I write MADS with not 4 capitals, then I don't want it to change, because mass, that is spelled like this and with an S behind, that is a common name here in Denmark. So I want it to only change when we write in the capitals here. So still in between the 2 colons here in your Hotstring script, go down here, either before or after the asterisk, you can type in C like this. Then we tell AutoHotkey that it should treat this as case sensitive. So if I save it, Ctrl+S, I double click to update the script, I pick yes, there you go. So let me go down here. So for example, if I write maths now, nothing happens, or MADS, nothing happens. But if I write MADS, it changes. So now you can make a hot string. We are using a lot of sugar in our production of our donut store. We are monitoring the sugar price very closely, so let's create an automation that finds the sugar price for us. Let's go. So we could either choose a new AutoHotkey script, that will be just to right click, new AutoHotkey script, but let's just stick with this. And let me just delete what we wrote so we make sure that we don't confuse ourselves here in our first script. So now we want to create a hotkey. That is, we want to press either one or a combination of keys, and then we want something to happen. It could look like this. So I have a hat and then a Q, 2 colons, and then below I write what will happen. But let me explain what this is. The hat, that is the control, and the Q is Q. So whenever I press Control Q, then something will happen, and we're about to write that out. If we, for example, would use a Windows button up here instead, we could type in the hashtag like this. If we want to have the alt, that it will be the exclamation mark like this, and the shift is plus, and so on. Let's just stick with the control, that is the hat, but feel free to alter this. Now we want to do something. So say whenever I press Ctrl Q, I want to send text to the current application. That can be done by this. So I'll say send like this. And for example, what's the price of sugar like this? Then we'll have a return. Now our hotkey script is done. So I press Ctrl+S, that will save the script. I go to my browser, and let me just go to Google like this. You need to update the script before it works, so double click it up here, then press yes, and we can test if it works. So if I go down here and press Ctrl Q, what's the price of sugar? That is fine. But I also want to do an enter click to get the sugar price like here, and we can easily do that. To add keystrokes to your script, simply just go over to your script and in curly brackets type in enter, curly bracket end. That will take an enter click. So if I save it here and I update the script, I press yes, and let me go to Google again like this. And if I go down here and I press Ctrl Q, that's it. What's the price of sugar? And an enter click. Congratulations, you created your first hotkey. Wasn't that easy? Say I want to have more commands here in my script. For example, Ctrl Q, that will say what's the price of sugar, but I also want a command to open up the browser and the Google in the first place. So if I go down here, then I'll say, for example, hat W, 2 colons, and then I can say what will go on. To open up something, that could be an application or a folder, I'll go with the run like this, then a colon, and now if I want to open up a browser at a URL, I'll say http / google.com. I could of course also copy it from over here. Then just remember, return again and save it. So Ctrl+S like this, update it, double click up here, pick yes like this. Let me close down the browser because now we will test if this works. So if I press in Ctrl+W, that will open up the browser. Ctrl+Q, that will do the Google search. So now we can do more hotkeys in the same script. If you want the advanced guide to this, pick the video up here in the right corner. That will teach you everything. Now let's move on. Say that I want to open up an application that could be, for example, a notepad. I can also use the same hotkey for that. Either in this script, I could delete these two things, or I can just go below, do this, for example, Ctrl+E, colon, colon. Then I want to open up Notepad. So I'll say run, comma, Notepad exit. That will be the executable of the application that I want to open. Then I say return. I Ctrl+S, save my script, double click to update it up here. Then I say yes, and let's try it. So if I press in Ctrl+E, that will open up a notepad, Ctrl+E, open up another notepad, and so forth. Let me just close them down again. Having automated our donut store today, that makes me very tired. So when I'm done working in my donut store, I do a lot of gaming. Why don't we create an auto fire script? Again, we start simple and then we add things on. An auto fire script is simply just a script that will press a button in a myriad of time, either very quick or with a break in. It's used in a lot of games, for example, if you want to fire really quick, or in farming games where it just needs to be present. Let me show you. First off, let me delete this. And let's choose our trigger. That will be our hotkey. That will be Ctrl+Q again. That will start our script for now. Then 2 colons, of course. You can go down. So we want to do something that, for example, sends a button 100 times. Then we will do it with the mouse button afterwards. To create such a loop, write in loop, comma. Then you'll say, how many times do you want this loop to run? I want it 100 times, like this. Go down here, curly bracket start, new line, send, for example, A. That will send the letter A with the capital. Go down one more, curly brackets end, like this, and return, like this. So then I can save it. I go up here to update it. You know the drill, press enter. Then if I go down here, I can press Ctrl+Q. You can see that we have put in 100 A's. But now, say that I want a delay between these. That could be if I want, for example, have the first one and then wait X number of seconds before I type in the next A. That could be in farming games, for example. Then I go down here. So after I send 1A, then I take a new line, then I'll say sleep, like this. And then I define how long time I need to have in between the keystrokes. This is in milliseconds, so 1000 milliseconds, that is 1 second. Let's pick that. So I'll say 1000. This will give us 1 second between each keystroke. And let me just move down here after these, like this. So if I Ctrl+S, save it down here, update the script up here, yes, go down here and press Ctrl+Q, you can see that we now wait 1 second before we type in this A. That is nice. Now, let's just stop this. I mean, you don't want to see 100 A's, and to do so, you can go over here to the tray, you can right click, and we can exit. Let's see if we don't have any more scripts running. We don't. That's fine. I have a Discord community, by the way, which you can see here. That has an entire AutoHotkey session. You can find the link in the description below. But let's create the rapid fire script. So if I go back here, let's first find a test page. I like to do the aim trainer. So aimtrainer.io, like this. There is a challenge. I agree to this. And if I go a little bit down, in other, click speed test, that is how fast we click. Then we just need to close down the ad like this here. So we can, for example, we can do the 5 seconds test. Let me just maximize this a bit like this. This will maximize it. So when I click start here, I have 5 seconds to click as many times as I can. I try my best with the mouse here. That will be 26. That is not enough. But if I just, let me do this, and let's create a script that actually solves this for us. You can see it only works on big screens, but we'll maximize it when we need it. So if we go over here, let's say that we want to start our rapid fire script with a left button click. So instead of this Q, we just delete this, and let's have the control with us. You can of course create it without the control. And to target the left button, I'll just say LButton like this. Now it's with control. Feel free to delete the hat. That will only make the L button as a hotkey. We still want to loop 100 times. That will make us click 100 times. Then we don't want to send an A. We want to send a mouse click. So if I go over here, then I just press in the curly brackets and I'll say L button like this and curly brackets end like this. Now let's don't have a sleep. That will be pretty stupid in a speed test game. So it will just look like this. Let us save it. And since it's our first time, it doesn't prompt us to update it. Now this is working. Whenever we press Control left button, this loop will run. Let me show you. So if I go in here, I press start again and hold down your control and then click the left mouse button. As you can see, we now click 99 times. I'm not sure why it doesn't click the first. That could be the first one. But now we have clicked 100 times in 5 seconds. Say that we just go back to our script. That was this one here. Say we change this 100 to 1000. Then save it. And if we want to reload our screen when it's already running, instead of double click, you could also go down here in the tray, right click, reload the script like this. This also updates it. I think it's faster to double click it, but feel free to do what you want. So now we paste in the left button 1000 times. Shouldn't we try it? So if I press start, I press control and then I start the script. Now you can see we press the left mouse button 1000 times. We are even faster than the 5 seconds. Feel free to hire this if you want to get a lot better. This was the AutoHotkey guide. I created the full experience for you, the large guide. Click the video in the middle to be taken there. That will teach you everything about AutoHotkey to get started. It was really nice to see you.